Someone once asked me, what is your gift? And in that moment, truthfully, my mind began to race because I wanted to say something poetic, something wrapped in an accomplishment or a title. But the realest answer that I've ever given is also the most audacious one. My gift is me, DePrice Jasmine Taylor. Not a version of me, not the one that people expect of me, but the one I had to fight to find. You see, I come from a home where nobody knows their own name. Generational trauma has a way of renaming you. It tells you who to be before you ever get a chance to ask. It hands you a script and calls it love. It hands you dysfunction and calls it family. And after a while, you play the role so long, you forget it was ever a role at all. The role to keep the peace. The role to simply survive. We become whatever versions of ourselves that feels the safest. Until one day you have to ask yourself, is this really me? Or am I just being who I learned to be? The hardest thing I've ever had to do, it wasn't climbing towards something, it was walking away from relationships that required me to abandon myself, and from a version of sacrifice that was costing me myself. And through that process, I learned something. That we are only as deeply connected to others as we are connected to ourselves. If you don't know who you are, you spend your whole life asking other people to define you through who loves you, what you've accomplished, how useful you are, until your identity becomes whatever earns you acceptance. If you haven't met yourself, every relationship becomes part of that search. So does every achievement, every promotion, and failure. Because you ain't really looking for those things. You're searching for yourself. But when you've done the work, when you've sat in the silence long enough to finally hear your own voice, connection becomes intentional. Not performative, not borrowed from someplace, but real. And here's the part that surprised me the most. Disconnection is an act of love too. Because when you are so rooted in who you are, you stop holding on to people and places and roles out of fear. And you start holding on to them because you choose them. And that, my friend, that's a different way to live. After all the roles I've learned to play, the greatest gift I've ever discovered is my own name. And maybe that's the invitation to all of us, to become curious and courageous enough to ask, who am I? Who am I before the world told me who to be? So when someone asks me now, hey, yo, DP, what's your gift? I simply answer, my gift is me. Discovering who you are is a gift to yourself. But becoming who you are, showing up as who you are, walking in who you are may be one of the greatest gifts that you'll ever give to the people around you. And so I leave you with just one question. What is your gift? Thank you.